One of Charlie's Angels, the Soviet Union, and A Clockwork Orange are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is February 2nd, 2021. It is the 33rd day of the year. There are 332 days left in this year. Today's the 5th Tuesday, and we got 12 days until the Daytona 500. If today's your birthday, your birthstone's an amethyst. I think that's new. I think we've said amethyst before. Maybe we have. Moving on. Today is Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day marks the midway point between the winter solstice and the vernal equinox. Yeah, that means nothing to me. Basically, it's the day that the little rodent comes out of the ground. If he sees his shadow, it stays cold. And if he doesn't see his shadow, it's going to get warm. And then they have this big to-do over it, and it means nothing. It's just entertaining. Anyway, the groundhog's name is Punxsutawney Phil. And there's a good movie with Bill Murray called Groundhog Day. It's pretty entertaining. All right, let's see what else February 2nd has given us. 1901, the funeral of Queen Victoria takes place in St. George's Chapel in the Windsor Castle. 1935, Leonard Keeler administers polygraph tests to 2 murder suspects, the first time polygraph evidence was admitted into a U.S. court. 1942, the Oswald Group is responsible for the first active event of anti-Nazi resistance in Norway. 1959, 9 experienced ski hikers in the North Ural Mountains of the Soviet Union die under mysterious circumstances. People always got whacked under mysterious circumstances in the old Soviet Union. People disappeared a lot too. 1980, reports surfaced that the FBI is targeting allegedly corrupt congressmen in the Abscam operation. This was basically the FBI offering bribes to suspected corrupt congressmen. A bunch of them took the bribes and, got in trouble, and a bunch actually turned them down. In the end, some congressmen went to jail, some were acquitted, and the FBI had the light shined on them. Basically, how did they pick these people? Why did they pick these ones? Just things like that. A lot of people claimed it was politically motivated with how they selected which congressmen to target. 1989, the Soviet-Afghan War. The last Soviet armored column leaves Kabul. So, the Soviet-Afghan War started in December of 1979 in the midst of the Cold War. The Soviets' 40th Army invaded Afghanistan in order to support the communist government of the People's Democratic Party of Afghanistan. Exactly what the Soviet Union wanted. Well, there was a growing insurgency. A bunch of rebels didn't like it, and they were called the Mujahideen for the most part. These were goat herders and farmers with guns. And they didn't like the Soviets in there. They didn't like the government. So they went to war. For 9 years, they went to war, and a lot of people got killed, mostly on the Afghan side. Soviets went in there, and they were just horrible people. They were just mowing down villages and using chemical weapons. It was ugly. So everyone on the planet, other than the Soviet Union, is pissed off at them. Iran, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, the United Kingdom, Canada, the United States. We all kept on the Soviet Union to get out of there. Well, they didn't. So then we started supplying them stuff, more and more stuff. And then Charlie Wilson shows up. Charlie Wilson was a congressman from Texas and found out all about what was going on there, what the Soviets were doing to the Afghan people. And he went to Congress and started getting funding. And the CIA started giving them weapons now, and more weapons and more weapons. One of the biggest things the Soviets were using against the Afghan people were their helicopters. The Hind helicopters were just destroying these people. So he got them anti-aircraft weapons, and it kind of turned the war around for the Afghan people. Eventually, now I'm very much broad brushing this, but because of Charlie Wilson, he kind of bankrupted the Soviet Union. At least the Soviet-Afghan war cost about 10 times more than they wanted it to cost. And not long after they got out of there, the Soviet Union fell. Actually, it was falling while they were leaving. Now, there was a lot of parts to this whole thing, but Charlie Wilson, which they made a movie about starring Tom Hanks, was a big part of the Soviet Union losing this war and eventually the collapse of the Soviet Union. It's kind of weird. Watch that movie if you ever get a chance. Philip Seymour Hoffman, Tom Hanks, Julia Roberts. Great movie. 2005, the government of Canada introduces the Civil Marriage Act. The legislation would become law on July 20th, 2005, legalizing same-sex marriage. Movies released on February 2nd, 1972, A Clockwork Orange. Stanley Kubrick's picture in which an imprisoned sadistic gang leader volunteers to basically, be reprogrammed to not be a violent a-hole. It doesn't go as planned. If you ever get a chance, see that movie. It's old. It's just kind of weird. Be ready for it, but it's a good movie. Born on February 2nd, 1947, Farrah Fawcett, American actress and producer, model, all that good stuff. She was on Charlie's Angels, so many other things. She was really big in the mid-70s to about the mid-80s. Sadly, she passed away in 2009. Died on February 2nd. Yeah, we were just talking about him. 2014, we lost Philip Seymour Hoffman, American actor, director, and producer. I loved him in Charlie Wilson's War. Almost Famous, he was great. He was a really, really good actor. He had struggled with drugs off and on, and he finally died at the age of 46. The cause of death was ruled acute mixed drug intoxication. Basically, he had heroin, cocaine, and a bunch of other things in his system, and he passed away, and it's too bad. I would say pretty close to the top of his game when he finally passed. At his funeral, Marissa Tomei showed up, Meryl Streep, Cate Blanchett, Julianne Moore, Ethan Hawke, Joaquin Phoenix, Laura Linney, Amy Adams, Michelle Williams, Chris Rock, Ellen Burstyn, Jerry Stiller, Louis C.K., Mike Nichols, Diane Sawyer, and a bunch of other celebrities. He was well loved in the community. It's too bad. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a really good day. Be nice to each other.